Hello, everyone, and welcome to our 100th episode of Tumbleweeds and Tombstones.
Yeah.
Most of which you haven't seen because we hadn't started recorded yet. The game still,
know that.
after 100 times, where each week my players try to accuse me of trying to kill them, and I have to remind them that they're already dead.
We do weird things with dead people, and I love it.
Yes.
We are the weird things and the dead people.
For those of you that normally watch us, thank you, all 5 of you still. We're hoping for that 6th person soon. We just had a very fun other video that you'll get to see on our page that was us kind of sharing our favorite moments thus far as a group of the game and us revealing our new character profile pictures.
I will likely be posting that the Wednesday after the game post, because that's normally when I post the shorts.
Perfect. So yeah, guys, 100 games.
Oh.
A lot. It's a lot.
And we have some killing to do on this one.
Oh yeah.
I never thought I'd be here starting out on our first games. Even though they were great, I couldn't even imagine that far ahead in any tabletop campaign. So
1,000%. Oh, everyone I talk to, they're like, wait, you've been playing for how long? How?
And you haven't killed each other physically?
So yeah, I just like, poof. It is good times. So we will jump into tonight's recap. So when last we joined the group, they were mid-combat. They were attacking a outpost of the American cavalry that your werewolf guide PETA had recommended as a potential source of food, a place for you guys to heal up that is fortified. Hilarity ensued. Combat had broken through when stealth did not prevail. Through decapitations, wolf bites to the crotch, various
cosplay,
illusions of looking like cosplaying as undead werewolves, frenzying, and a couple of close calls when it came to understanding that even humans that are not trained in fighting vampires, still, if there's enough guns, it can still do its thing. So, but you guys are now at the point where most of the guards have either been killed or incapacitated, and we are going to just jump right back into it. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen so we can remember where everything is. And then Lyman, if you have that turn thing for us.
Empire / I think it's / initiative. Let's see. Boop. Try it out.
I know I have it on my iPad.
It is this. This is the link. The link is this.
This is the thing.
So I still got it on my iPad for the initiative order.
Perfect.
And Sean, you give me if you hit the magnifying glass maybe once or twice, we might be able to kind of get it a little bit full screen.
Okay.
Up top. Well, that might be as far as it can go. Oh well.
Please hit F11. I'll thank you to get rid of that.
All right.
There we go.
Too close.
Too much.
A little too close.
It doesn't let you set it.
I can almost see my character profile from here.
I can almost smell you from here.
It's fine.
Right,
we're not
like
going to get any better than that. Oh well.
It is what it is. All right, and I think we stopped at the top of the initiative order.
We did.
Yeah.
So that means that next up is
Atris.
We should call her Atrice. Atrice.
All right. So she was by the flagpole. She shot one guard before in her last
and
turn.
then you drop down, yeah.
And I think the other guard was kind of like, I don't know what his reaction was, but he was pretty much ready to fight. So Atris is gonna instead of using her crossbow, she's gonna draw her sword and she's gonna try to straight up stab the dude.
Okay. So we have Atris. You can easily cross that distance. He's going to try and dodge. Go ahead and make a Dex plus melee roll.
All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Okay, well, that definitely hits. There we go. That's a little bit closer. So he only got 1 success on the dodge, so that makes it only 4 successes. So it's your normal damage plus 3.
All right. Looks like we're only doing 2 damage on that one.
Okay, 2 lethal. You do a slide. He tries to dodge a little bit, but you get him in the shoulder. He's definitely going to feel that in the morning. All right. That was Atris's turn. You have more movement. Do you want to do anything else, or are you just going to stay up in this guy's grill?
Fortunately, she doesn't have an action. I didn't do celerity. She would have. Her next move probably would have just been to hold him, but you know what? She's fine there. She'll get into position next turn if he, depending on what he does.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. Next up. Where does that keep going? Damn it. Okay. So next up is Henry. Henry is right here. He's going to go ahead and take a... Oh, no, Henry got seriously injured last time. He got a gut shot from one of these
He
guys.
took 5 damage. I wanted to ask, like, on my turn, whether I heard him, because I don't think I see him.
Right. Well, do you mean on the turn that already that was like from last time?
Well, I'm waiting for mine. I mean,
Okay, then we will find out
But-
together.
just because like now it might be relevant. We'll see.
It definitely could be. So all right, Henry needs to make a self-control roll. Yeah, no, that is not a success.
Wait, that's not a yeah at all.
So Henry sits there and he's kind of holding on to the wound and still having both of his guns in his hand. And let's see if anyone can see him. At this point, the only person that's in range that can kind of see where he's at is actually Atris. So, Atris, you are looking up past the guy that you're currently fighting to see, the 2 people that have their guns locked on Henry. And go ahead and make a perception plus alertness or perception plus awareness. Just tell me which one it is.
Alertness, I got higher.
Okay.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3 successes.
Okay. You look up, still focused on the battle at hand, but look kind of past the shoulder at the guy because you heard the shot. You see Henry double over, seeing that he definitely got hit. There's blood pouring from the wound. You see it dripping through, soaking the clothing. You see it starting to leave a darkened, but he's kind of backlit by oh, I would also say we're going to, on your next turn, I should have had you do this last time, Atris. With how closely you are to this fire pit, your next turn, I'm going to make you make a courage roll.
That's
You're like right there.
Yeah, I dashed up right on the guy and totally forgot about it.
Yeah. It was the heat of the moment. But Henry's kind of backlit by the other fire pit that's behind him. And you see the shadow that it's casting on the ground, the somewhat snow and rocky ground in front of him. It starts to shimmer and like twitch and move, and it's suddenly bigger and smaller, and like it's like moving on its own. And the blood that starts hitting the ground, you see little as smoke, ever little bit, is rising up from the little drops in the snow, as if the blood is literally boiling.
But I don't have to be a genius to know that's not human.
And all of a sudden, the kind of labored, oh, ow, fuck, breathing that Henry was doing stops. And you being kindred, but even before, when you were a ghoul and everything else, you know that part of the training that you received as part of the Badr Hakim was stilling yourself in battle, quieting the spirit, quieting the body, keeping calm. All of a sudden, even from this distance, his breathing is completely almost as if he's sleeping, like that level of zen and calm, a preternatural ability. As he is not a vampire and does have to breathe and things like that. And he looks up, and like I said, he's mostly silhouetted with the fire behind him, and these two little beads of red are just reflecting from behind the glasses as he looks up and lets out one long sigh. And it's relatively cold. It's still Texas, middle of December. But the smoke that comes out isn't the white mist of someone normally breathing. It would be like if someone took a giant drag of a hookah and then just opened their mouth and let it out, because frost vapor kind of falls a different way, as this black smoke just starts pouring from his mouth as if he just and that shit's about to go down.
Oh, fuck.
That's just what you witness. It is now his turn. I'll say with 3 successes, the last thing that you notice is his pistols that have the very intricate engravings in them of the different sigils and runes and everything else wrapped all around the pistols. That's actually scripture that's on there in different languages and everything else. Normally glow with like a blue-white energy when he's charging them up for more than just regular shots. Those engravings start glowing red hot, as if they had just been branded and come out of the forge. And it took him a turn to activate that, but that's what you notice.
My companions are getting weirder and weirder.
Is that his turn?
That is his turn, because he failed a self-control. He had to make a self-control roll, and then his second action, the igniting the pistols, was the action.
Oh, it's getting tense.
Liam, you're up.
All right. So, did Peter notice me? Because as far as I know, he didn't.
Did PETA notice you? No, as of right now, he has not.
Okay, so because I want to continue running like south and hugging the hexagon as close as I can,
And still looking the same way you do, right?
That's what I'm getting to. since I see PETA and I do not want another incident, I'm going to drop that, guys.
I think that is very wise. Look at you learning things.
But I am going to let's see, my movement is 7. I want to dash. If I dash and then assess, is that an action? Or can I dash and assess what's going on and that be it?
Depends on how in-depthly you wish to assess.
Like, I basically kind of want to get around the hexagon and see what the fuck is going on.
I mean, that would just be a perception roll. I'd let you do that. If you're doing like an investigation roll or trying to like suss out something really specific, I'd probably say
no. I just want to get her. I want to move like around the Pentagon, like basically like keep myself other side, down.
Okay.
That way.
And then how many
So my dash,
what's your movement?
My dash would be 14 squares.
6, 7, 8, 9. How far do you want to get?
If I get closer and I see Henry, I'll actually go towards Henry.
Okay.
So like about where the mouse where the mouse actually is right now is good.
Right now?
Where the mouse is, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a Dex plus Stealth for me.
Oh, I hate ones, but let's see what this rolls into. Okay, so 2.
2. Okay. Okay, that is your stealth roll. We'll see how much they notice on their turn. I will say, coming up this close, you definitely notice this with Henry too. You notice, you don't see any bleeding at this point. The bleeding has stopped, though. You do see one hand kind of like pressed up against, and you see a big dark spot that looks like blood has come through. You notice the red glow of the eyes, especially specifically the irises. And you notice this little bit of the last elements of this black smoke starting to like pour from his mouth.
Do I get contact high?
No.
Okay.
Walter, you're up.
All right. So did Henry cry out when he got shot initially last game? I don't remember. If
He
so,
did.
can
You can do a perception plus alertness to see if you heard that in the midst of the battle.
All right, because that matters quite a bit to Walter. Did it matter enough to hear it? That's 4 successes.
Yeah, you heard it.
So, like, what did I hear?
You heard a gun go off. By the sound, I'll say with 4 successes, it sounded like a pistol, not a rifle. And you heard a very human sound, which you've now been traveling with him long enough to, even just from that little bit, pick up that that's Henry, and just as he got shot.
All right. I assume this doesn't require. I'm not trying to go deep here, but like these 2 dudes right in front of me, I think there's like a dead guy on the ground, but then like someone alive under them or something.
Nope, you have one guy that's passed out to the left of you. You have another guy that's the commander that is passed out on the ground that Waya used to yeet into the other guy who is currently under him trying to get out from under it. So he's prone on the ground in front of you.
And then how fucked up does Waya look to me right now?
Waya, how damaged are you?
So my clothes look damaged, but if we're talking like resource wise or damage wise,
how's your posture? Do you look confident?
I'm looking a lot better than I was before. I'm definitely looking confident.
Oh, because you managed to break the frenzy at the end, right?
Yeah.
I broke the frenzy and I had the captain grappled, and I think I took like 4 or 5 blood points from him.
Right.
Fair.
Damage wise, how are you looking, Waya? Just for my
1 bashing, 1 lethal.
okay. So Waya's looking pretty. He's holding strong. Like it looks like his clothes got in a fight with a machine gun and lost. But like short of that, like he's looking confident, strong, and in control of himself.
That's all I needed to know. That's important to me as well. My eyes light up. I hear the shot and the cry out, assess, nod at Waya, and then I bolt toward these 2 guys who were leveling their pistols at Henry. So the one that actually shot Henry, like that hit Henry, was that the right one?
Yes, that's the one that's closest to where Liam is.
I guess it doesn't really matter to Walter. Anyway, I'm gonna run that way. If I see this dude like leveling a pistol at Henry, that's closer to me here. That corner, I believe.
Yes.
I really wanted to burn a celerity. Am I too late?
I'll allow it.
Sorry and thank you. I want to grapple him, and then I want to try to slit his throat with a Bowie knife.
Okay. So go ahead and make your grapple roll. He's going to try and avoid it.
I mean, you are coming from behind him.
Yeah, but if you're going fast, you're not going stealth. So it's a matter of if he hears anything and if he gets anything out of his periphery.
I'm also really good at this in theory. I mean, we're talking 13 dice because of dice penalty. And not a single 10 among them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Six successes.
Cool. He got 4, so you grapple him.
Hell yeah. Next, I want to do whatever kind of check needs to happen to figure out how successfully I can just draw this Bowie knife right across his trachea.
I'd say it's a called shot, but the neck is a pretty big area, so I'll say it's only difficulty 8 rather than like 9 for like an eyeball or an ear.
Even with him like held? Like the purpose of holding him was to like.
Then I'd say only diff 7 then.
I'm gonna hopes and prayers. Man, I haven't used a knife in quite a while.
It's been a hot minute.
All right, thanks for bearing with me on that. Here's the final result here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minus 1, 6 to hit. Oh, I lied. It's because of the 7 DC, it's 5 to hit. 5 to hit.
Okay, you do. He doesn't get any dodge, so that doesn't subtract. So it is damage plus 4.
Wonderful. I believe my knife is a +1. Yep, let's do it. Okay. Oh, fuck this guy. Maybe one. Oh, never mind. Ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minus 2. 5 damage.
He is grappled. You pull the knife across. He's still struggling a little bit, trying to reach up and like pull the knife. So you don't quite kill him, but you see a good amount of blood pour down his chest, and you feel it come down across your fist and your arm. And he is severely damaged as you slice it. And he is very severely damaged, though still with the living.
I would have liked to say drop the gun, but oh well, we're here now.
All right. That is Walter's turn. Waya, you're up.
Okay. The guy who's trapped under the captain.
Yes.
I'm gonna go over to him. And man, I want to kill him, but I don't want to lose blood points of him just bleeding on the floor.
Well, I mean, if you tell me that, like, if you want to do bashing damage, it's up to you. If Waya's angry enough that he wants to kill him, he can kill him. If your goal is to incapacitate punching or kicking the person, if you tell me that if Waya's pulling his punches so as not to cave in the guy's skull, I'd allow that for the damage just being bashing damage. And if once you hit him to incapacitated, he's unconscious.
I think I'm gonna just take my Bowie knife out of the other guy. Well, it was in my hand anyway. And then I will just try and stab him in the neck.
Okay. He can't dodge because he's currently has a bunch of dead weight on top of him. It is a called shot, so it's diff 8. But then he's also kind of grappled, so it's back to being diff 7. So
math.
Roll for Shankovich.
I actually knew her.
Shanka, yeah, we went to college.
God damn it. Why is the reroll always a 1? 2 successes.
Okay, damage +1.
Five damage.
Okay.
And he took damage from the body getting heated on him, right?
Huh?
He took damage from the body getting heated on top of him, right?
He did. So I will say he is also incapacitated at this point.
Is there any way I can leave my knife in his neck as to not pull it out and let precious blood be spilt on the floor?
I will say I'm not even going to make you make a medicine roll. You know that leaving a blade in someone's neck usually does not stop the flow of blood, but instead continues it going. And you also get the idea that, like, this guy, unless you did some triage, is probably going to bleed out because you shanked him in the neck.
Precious blood, no.
It just takes time. It's fine. It's fine.
And being cautious of the flame, I'm going to hug the wall of this building for 7 spaces and kind of I'm a Fenengo around Walter and go to the other target.
So this guy?
Right. To the south a little bit.
The one with Atris.
To the right. Yeah. No, to the right of Walter. The green one. Oh, that's a body. Never mind. Yeah, that one's fine.
There's fire there.
Oh, there is fire there. I will stay near the building and do nothing.
Okay. Which side of the building? Do you want to be near Walter? Do you want to come around the corner?
I actually want to see what's going on. So I'm gonna go around the corner and see what's going on because I haven't seen anyone else this entire fight.
So
how does Henry look right now?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, do I see
is
him?
that a perception check or at, like, just turning the corner and looking at him?
I'll say, looking at him, he looks like he's standing there, breathing very calmly, and you see little motes of red light coming from his eyes.
And do I see the blood in his, like, abdomen, or is that all gone?
I would say that'd be a perception check, just because he is still backlit. It is at night.
No problem, and that'll be my turn.
Okay.
Oh, it's Sonoy's turn. It's my turn again.
Right.
He's just gonna make a regular attack again. Oh, that's a body. God damn it.
The brown one is still alive, though.
Oh, the other guy's
next
still
to
alive.
This is alive. This is alive. This is alive. This is alive. This is alive.
The one inside the square is alive, but like spiraling out on laudanum overdosing.
Yes.
I'm gonna attack that dot next. Sonora's gonna attack the dot or the person next to him. Jesus Christ.
Okay. All right. So
He's gonna rake him with his claws.
oh wait, sorry, this isn't a person. This is PETA.
Oh shit.
Wow.
I am not
Wow.
gonna shake PETA.
Not.
Is
Yeah,
that
no.
how we view the lichens? Huh.
Right. So yes, there is, unless you want to go after the unconscious body, there isn't a target near Sonori right now, but he can run over to join you guys.
Yeah, I think he's gonna run over to Waya.
Okay. What's his speed?
6 spaces.
I'll get him about here.
That's good by me.
Now I will see he sees this younger
young
lad running across right here.
True. Okay, I'll keep that in consideration.
The captain is unconscious. Noah, you're up. You are on top of this structure, which none of you have been inside as of yet.
So I'm on the roof of it?
You are on the roof, yes.
What is the roof made out of, perchance?
At a quick glance, it looks like mostly wood.
Wood planks or wood log?
Log. With mud and straw packed in between. And rope used to lash it together.
I see those shovelly thoughts.
Oh,
No way.
you see, I thought what you thought too, but I'm thinking maybe, just possibly, my bare hands might dig at this better. But now that I say it out loud, I'm thinking digging it might dig it better. Yeah, I'm gonna turn to my trusty friend, the shovel, and
Your
jam
only
it
friend?
between those logs.
Have you named
What?
that shovel? Does your shovel have a name?
It does, but I'm not telling you.
What is Noah's intention with digging the log? Like, what are you trying to accomplish at this point?
I'm aiming for the mud and hay in between the logs
Okay.
to try and create a little gap and opening where I can get my arm through and move one of the logs out of the way,
Okay.
ripping the roof off.
Okay. Give me a dex plus melee against the roof.
Does it get a dodge?
Perry.
The whole thing's a mimic.
But to be fair, Lyman, we actually haven't asked Noah in game if his shovel has a name.
It is true.
And Nos are the secret keepers.
Like, how many of us would ask to name our weapons?
I mean,
So I got
Asmodeus.
3.
3. Yes. Okay. Yes. You
Well, etiquette.
successfully are getting there with the sharpened end of your shovel blade, and you start cracking this long hardened stuff. It takes a bit. It's actually a little bit more sturdy than you expected, between the snow adding a ice element to it, and also just this was, while not the toughest material around, it still was a decently constructed structure, funded by the military. But after a little bit of effort, you do crack through, and you see as it falls through, and you see a gap there between the beams. All right. Next up is the cavalry. This guy is still tripping balls, barely able to stand. That's PETA. This one's going to definitely try to attack Atris. Atris, you will get a chance to dodge this, as it is a point blank shot. It also just means he has a lower difficulty of hitting you.
All right, so we're going to dodge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minus 2, so that's three total.
Okay. Excuse me. I also will remind everyone at home, just because I know it's a mechanic that we don't use a whole lot, there is the option of, rather than dodging, you can also parry certain things if they're within point blank range.
But yeah, can you parry a gun though?
If you're actually able to come in contact with the physical gun, not the bullet. Parrying bullets is a whole different thing. That would again be you at like celerity level 8. But you do manage to dodge as the guy wounded levels the gun at your face, and you're able to push it out of the way, and the gun goes off over the top of your head, and he misses the shot. This one right here is currently grappled. He's going to pathetically try to break grapple with Walter. It does not work. I'm not even gonna make you roll. As his hands are up and he's just like trying to hit and punch your arms and trying to get out of this. This one right here, now we get to see
is that guy still holding his gun? Did he drop it?
I'd say he drops it. Perception plus alertness to see if he notices Liam. Liam, what was your stealth roll from before?
2.
4?
It was 2.
2? He does, in fact, notice you, but is less concerned of that than the glowing, smoking person that they shot, and is going to pull out their rifle and try and make a shot. And the gun jams, because that was a whole bunch of 1s. So
wow.
Fear and everything. You see the
That's
hand
for him.
shaking. It's not steady. These guys were not ready for a supernatural incursion this night. And this little bit of smoke comes out of black powder smoke and nothing else.
A little spring comes out the side.
Exactly. Performance issues 1 and 4. He is rightfully and truly fucked, and that is literally everyone that is still upright. So that is the cavalry's turn. It is Peta's turn.
Well, what is Franklin doing? What is this kid doing?
Franklin, 1, 2, 3, 4. He is running for the door.
That rhymed.
Now we get to play if PETA sees him as a threat or not and needs to.
Will the NPC kill the kid this time?
Which ones?
He's gonna come up.
That's not the correct direction.
And I will say Franklin looks up, sees this towering, snarling lupine towering over him.
Instantly empties his bladder.
Yes, actually. Empties his bladder, eyes roll back in his head as the delirium sets in, and he is a mostly unconscious, quivering mess in the snow. PETA, seeing this, you just see the lupine and blowing the mist out of the nose, and is now coming this way to aid Atris. Okay, top of the round. Atris, I need you to make a courage roll. Let's see, difficulties. Let's see, it's a fire pit. Also, it's gonna be standard difficulty. It's not. While it is a relatively big fire, it is a controlled big fire, and no one is brandishing it at you.
All right, come on, guys, don't fail me now. Ooh, we got a 10. Which rerolled into a 1.
Aw.
What else did you get?
2 5s.
Wah, wah, wah. Atris, as
Well, you
your
didn't
advan-
botch at least.
no, which means
No.
that Atris will have chances to roll self-control in future rounds. However, Atris,
Yes.
one of the logs in the fire pit cracks and sends a whole bunch of cinders up in the air. And in that moment, as the flames come up and the cinders go, the beast sees that, not expecting it, being so honed in on the fight and already being kind of nervous about whatever the fuck is going on with Henry up ahead, wasn't really focused on the flame, and that just sparked it. And before Atris can go, no, things fade out as the beast, as flames drop, and your main goal is to get the fuck away from that fire. So I'm gonna say, what is Atris's movement speed?
8.
Wee.
That's gonna get you about there.
This is so embarrassing for Atris. She doesn't run away.
Strategic retreat.
Okay.
All right, so that is Atris's turn. Unfortunately, sorry. Henry,
That's how the dice roll.
it is now Henry's turn. All right.
Good, our studious, scholarly, bookish fellow.
Yeah, so Atris doesn't even get to see what happens. That's a jump.
And then, hold on, I realize I left something. Let me grab something real quick.
This is actually kind of concerning.
Quick, while he's away,
just
everyone
now
move the game
decided.
pieces.
Oh. Yes. Quick, knock over their king. Checkmate.
Oh, I have a huge zit right here. It's been bugging me all day. I've named it Postulio.
I thought you were just role playing your NOS.
I wish.
I also had no idea until you highlighted it.
I know, it's one of those things like, I know it's there.
Okay.
Is this a different book?
No. We haven't gotten that creative with Henry yet. It actually depends. The system that I came up with, Henry, it depends on how badly he fails a self-control roll. You're just lucky he didn't botch the self-control roll. That would be a much even worse thing.
What do you mean lucky? What are you suggesting? Something here might be bad?
I assume loose cannon would be an accurate term for this.
You would be envious of the days of frenzy. So just have to check the roll because it's still a roll. It's not an automatic thing. Here we go. Perfect. So that is going to be a wonderful little thing called
Crazy little thing called love. The suspense is killing you.
He has to make a willpower roll to see if this works. And right now, he is a very willful creature. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes. We'll see if the 10s re-roll into anything else. That one of them did. So that is 6 successes on the roll. His eyes, you just see as he then stares over at the other guy. Guns, or I will say Liam, Waya and Walter. Well, no, Waya and Walter, you're a little bit further away, but Liam especially, you're close enough. The guns are producing enough heat that you see those little like heat waves coming off of them, like
the wall.
Yeah. And he just stares down the guy that shot him, and a smile comes across his face, almost supernatural, like almost to the point where the skin is stretching a little bit further than it should, as more of the black smoke is coming out with each breath, and he just says, "Burn." And the guy starts screaming bloody as he's grabbing onto his head. And it's hard. Most of you in your mortal days have been to a cookout of some kind and seen the grilling of meat and stuff like that. Imagine this, but from the inside out. As Liam, you're standing next to this guy and you can feel the temperature rising coming from his direction. And it's looking like all of a sudden his skin is turning red, as if like he's gotten the worst sunburn of his life.
Are we getting some Ark into Covenant bullshit?
Kind of. And the screaming, mist is coming off of him too, from every, it seems like, pore of his skin. And go ahead and give me a perception plus alertness roll. And I'll say Waya and Liam, you can do this too because you're looking in that direction. Sorry, Waya and Walter.
4.
Am I doing perception?
Sorry,
Perception
what?
plus alertness. 4 successes. Okay.
Oh, boy. I don't want to miss this. Walter doesn't want to miss this. Another one. 3.
3. Okay.
Zero.
Okay, Waya, you do not notice this. Liam and Walter, because you notice this, I will let you make a wits plus medicine roll.
Man.
No. I'm about to get traumatized.
I got nothing in medicine.
Okay, so then for you, it's difficulty 8.
I got an 8 and a 9.
Okay, yeah.
Wow. 2.
Cool. Both of you get this. It is difficult to see because it still is at night and this guy's a little bit away from the flames. But as the light hits the steam that's coming off of him, you notice it has a red tint to it. And the only thing that could be caused by that is if someone's blood was literally evaporating in the inside of them and being boiled.
Is that what it smells like?
Yeah. It smells like cooking meat.
Texas.
And like I said, that's what I was saying about the cookout. Like, this smells like someone's making barbecue and what's on the menu is lawn pig. Like, and as this guy continues to scream, and the snow that he was standing on top of starts to melt around him from the temperature. And in that, Henry's eyes are just, the pupils and irises are just glowing like in a more intense red, where they're producing their own light. It's not just reflective, they're like glowing this intense red light. And Henry's just sitting there smiling as the black steam is starting to curl its way out of his the cracks of his smile.
I let go of. Oh, it's not my turn. I just
No,
let go.
it is not. That was Henry's turn. Liam, you're up.
Okay, so based on my personal history with Henry,
Mm-hmm.
because he and I have talked about what's going on with him, even though I haven't been too pushy with details.
Mm-hmm.
Am I able to assess that Henry is not in control?
I will say, as a comments, because you have seen him do some shit, I will say go ahead and make a either perception plus occult or perception plus empathy. If you're doing empathy, it's only going to be difficulty 5 because of how much you've talked to Henry. If it's occult, it's going to be difficulty 7 just because this isn't something you personally have studied.
I'm going to do empathy because I got an extra dice for that, and it lowers my DC anyways. Okay, I've got a 5, a 9, and 2 10s. Let's see what these 10s do. Jack squat 4.
Okay. Yeah, you get the idea that Henry's not in the wheel right now. Like, this is the closest thing you've seen a human to frenzy. Something else is definitely like, you've spent a lot of time with Henry. You know Henry's mannerisms, you know his physicality, you know how he holds himself, even in combat. Like, you guys saw him take on those lupines when they were attacking the homestead. And yeah, there was something that was a little bit out of nature, but it was still Henry in the driver's seat. Henry is not here right now. Please leave a message after the beep.
If I look over, do I see Waya?
Yeah, you see where he's right across the way from you, and you see Walter grappled with another guy with a knife across his neck next to him.
Waya, I need you to just go with me on this. I'm going to try something, but I may need your help quelling. And I'm going to walk up to Henry, or to, this person slowly.
Okay. I'm going to need you to make a courage roll for me, please.
Courage.
Difficulty is 7.
I got a 7, a 9, and a 1. So just
You are timidly approaching this thing. Not only is it producing heat, and those red hot pistols are giving you reason for pause, there is something just from the very nature of this essence of what Henry is exuding that is, the beast is kind of pulling back from it, and there is a primal fear there.
now, my friend, I know you've seen me from behind someone else's eyes, and it is lovely to finally meet you. And I can assure you, your time will come. But our excursion here is nearly over. I might need my friend back just for a bit, but where we're going, there is much fun to be had.
Okay, so you're gonna try and this is a okay. I want you to make a. Do you feel like you're being truthful with this thing?
Oh, that I would unleash him on the lupines? Yeah.
Then I'll say this is a charisma plus expression roll. Difficulty is 8, though.
Okay, I don't think it's going to be enough. I got an 8, a 9, and a 1, so I got 1 success. But I do have a plan, which is why I told Waya I would need help.
It does not advance. As far as the Henry's body does not advance. You don't know when my time is. And it's this interesting, like, it's Henry's voice, but there is a second voice talking in sync with it.
You're like a We Are Venom situation.
Kind of, yeah. My time is when I decide it is, pretty boy. But keep talking. I might have use for that purty mouth of yours.
Jeez.
I mean, tell me where and when. But that was fun. Don't get me wrong.
And he leans in a little bit closer, feet not moving, just the body leaning in a little bit closer. Your daddy, the pretender, is calling for you.
Can you take a message?
And we'll say that was your turn. Okay, Liam. Walter, you are up. You still have this guy grappled. You gave him a pretty good cut across the throat. He's definitely injured. You see this going on with Henry. You're hearing this guy. You actually can't. I'll say if you want to hear what happened between Liam and Henry, I'm gonna have to make you roll for it, just because this guy screaming is making it difficult to hear things.
So inconvenient, the panic and trappings of mortal life and death. I'm going to roll, and perception alertness, I assume. And it's going to result in 3 successes.
Okay, then yeah, you heard Liam and something coming out of Henry talking to him.
How many of their words do I make out? Half of them? All of them? Not even that?
Liam wasn't being dramatically quiet.
I'd say you get most of them. There was a word here or there that you might have missed, but you got the gist of the majority of it.
All right.
Jack.
I've been pretty slack-jawed since Henry boiled this dude, so I just not I'm just like locked, I guess not like locked eyes with Henry, but locked eyes on Henry. I just kind of like half-heartedly tossed this dude that I was grappling to the side.
Okay.
Casually into the building next to me.
Right up next against Waya. Cool.
Into the wall, into the corner.
Okay.
But I don't look. I mean, I'm not aiming.
Okay. Are you looking for it to do damage, or are you shoving him hard enough to make it hurt on impact, or?
Well, I don't know my own strength sometimes, Sean. You tell me.
Right.
My
Go ahead and make a just a straight strength check.
Well, let's do that. -1 die. Four successes.
Okay. All right. He is incapacitated as he was already pretty well injured. Waya, you kind of sit there and kind of as this guy just bam hits the side of this building and then collapses down on the ground next to you.
And I don't move. I'm standing and staring, and my eyes or my face creeps over toward Waya, but not my eyes. And just utter, what the hell is that? And I hold my action to protect either my people, which does include Henry, incidentally, or Franklin, if I see them in danger, like to bodily protect them, not to like attack.
Okay, fair enough. Speaking of Waya, it is your turn. There's this guy here screaming. If you look over, this guy who was engaged with Atris just hissed and ran off in the other direction.
Just real quick recap, because it's been like 3 weeks. Waya was present. Well, okay, Waya knows this. I don't know why I'm trying to say that. Waya's gonna look to Walter, and he's gonna say, "Clean up the rest and make sure we don't lose Atris." And then he's gonna take his movement and slowly walk his way over to Henry. And then as he does that, he's gonna tell Sonoy not to attack the kid fleeing.
Okay.
Because he knows the little kid and he's fleeing, so he's gonna tell him not to eat him. And then when he gets to Henry, well, I gotta make a courage roll for that, right?
Right.
Okay.
So go ahead and make a courage roll. I think we said the difficulty was 7, Danny?
No, we didn't. It was regular difficulty for courage.
Okay.
It was 7 if I was trying to do a cult to assess him.
That's right.
I'm gonna spin a willpower.
Okay.
Or can I spin a willpower on courage? Yeah, right.
No, you can't. You can't on the virtues.
Okay, no problem.
Virtues and willpower rolls are the things you can't spend willpower on.
2 successes.
Okay. Little bit more courage than you're looking at Liam. Now this is I'll give this to you as a freebie. You see Liam approaching this. Where you know that Liam and Henry were actually kind of building up some kind of friendship, companionship there or something. And Liam is someone that he himself has indulged in his darker side many a time. As a matter of fact, that's been the main reason for contempt and butting heads between him and you. He looks freaked out, like he's still getting closer to Henry, but everything about his body language is like something that is in the middle of like, at the drop of the hat, he's going to run for the hills kind of thing. And knowing that not many things shake Liam kind of makes you go, okay, this is serious shit. But you're able to steal the courage, maybe also because this entity that is currently driving Henry isn't focusing its attention on you, but it definitely is a disquieting thing of hearing a man scream as he's getting boiled alive from the inside. Yeah. And you're slowly approaching to the side of Henry.
When I get there, I'm gonna raise my hand slowly, both of my hands, and I'm gonna put one on Liam. I'm put the other on Henry.
Okay, I need you to make a Dex plus Athletics roll first.
Yeah. Dex
Athletics. No, actually, hold on. Take that back. Okay. Sorry, I'm thinking of the wrong thing. I need you to make a contested willpower roll for me, please. Standard difficulty.
Shit.
Easier. Oh fuck! I've used a lot of willpower.
No, also, this is not current willpower. This is your overall willpower rating.
Okay, I feel much more confident.
Oof.
Are we gonna mind fucking attempting
more after the oofs?
Well, I just rolled 5 10s to start.
Don't say that.
So that's 6 successes total plus. Okay, how many successes did you get?
I also rolled really well. I got 8.
Okay, it got 9.
Oh my god!
One of the 10s re-rolled twice. So here's what happened.
I was so close.
You have your hand on him. You're reaching out, and suddenly you can't move. You feel like something has its hand around your wrist. I need you and Liam to give me a perception plus alertness roll, please.
Not good.
I did better. I got 3.
Okay. How many did you do, Waya?
2.
Okay, yeah. No, you both noticed this. In a panic, Waya, you can't understand because Liam, your attention is on this too, as Waya's trying to put his hands upon both of you. You're looking around and you see that he's struggling. Waya, on your wrist, you see a red handprint of a very large hand, something very big, grasping your wrist, almost like it's burning in. And you take 2 lethal. You cannot soak this.
Oh my god.
You cannot soak this. As you look down on the ground and Henry's shadow, Henry has not moved physically, but his shadow is now grabbing the wrist of Waya's shadow.
This is some fucking Peter Pan shit.
So my question is, does that then mean that Waya is now in physical contact with the entity?
That's true. All I have to do is touch him.
He is not. This is more of a spiritual contact than a physical one. Unfortunately, he's not a La Sombra. So, so it's one of those things of his physical body has been stopped by this shadow of Henry's grappling Waya's shadow. God, by 1 die, man. And yeah, Waya, you feel the burning and the squeezing as something red hot. Now, because there isn't fire actually being brandished at you, it's not a frenzy check, but you feel as if something red hot out of the oven is grabbing your wrist as the flesh is starting to boil and sizzle a little bit where that hand mark is showing.
In the end my turn, I'm gonna use 3 blood to heal my 3 lethal damage.
Yeah, absolutely. No problem.
And that'll end my turn.
Okay, Sonoy, is he just staying put? Or is he gonna go after this guy here?
He'll probably go after him. That sounds right.
You said 6, right?
Yeah, I don't know if he'll make it over there though.
He jumps through the flames.
Right.
I was about to say, how big is that fire pit?
I mean, he can go ahead and try and make the jump. He can attempt it.
Well,
the flames are about anywhere from 3 to 4 feet tall at any given moment.
Nah, he's gonna go around it.
Okay, so then I'll say that he's kind of neck and neck with PETA right now, and he's not going to be able to, unfortunately, reach that guy on this turn. Captain's done. Noah, you are up again, sir. You are hacking away at a roof.
Did I pierce it the first time?
Yes.
Would I be able to look inside of it?
You can definitely make a perception plus investigation look. It's very dark in there is what I'm going to let you know, because there is no light source inside of there.
That's fair enough. I'll see what shadows I do.
You're basically going off of moonlight at this point. So difficulty is going to be 8 because you have no light source and you're looking in a dark enclosed room.
I have acute sense sight, so that would be -2 difficulty.
Okay, so that makes it standard diff then. Absolutely. As someone who is used to tunneling in the underground and everything else, your eyes are accustomed to dark spaces.
Yeah, he is.
So I got 5 because I
All
rolled
right.
3 10s and they all did nothing for me.
All right. Hey, 5 is still fucking amazing. So you peer in and you see what looks like crates and barrels in there. I'll say with 5 successes on at least some of the crates, you see ammo written on the side of it.
Okay.
At first glance, you'd be willing to bet that this place is a storage facility of some kind.
All right. After I look in there, would that have been my action?
Depends on what else you want to do.
I want to move towards the gate.
Oh yeah, you can 1000% do that.
All right. I want to run and jump off of this structure and towards the gate.
Okay. Dex plus athletics, standard. It's fine. It's not that high. It's one of the shorter buildings here.
Minus.
Parkour.
Almost forgot my potent for strength.
I mean, this is Dex plus athletics, so.
There is no dex potence.
Oh wait, you said Dex. I'm sorry.
Yes, I did.
For some reason thought it was strength for jump. So Dex would be one less. All right. So I got 3 on that.
Yeah, so you don't roll an ankle or anything like that. What's your movement speed?
7 spaces.
That'll get you about here.
Perfect.
All right. That then is your turn. The cavalry.
Hey, one dude.
One dude, as leering over the flames, he sees a lupine and a wolf. I'm gonna say, yeah, he passes out too. Like that's just too much for him. He's just, the delirium takes effect. Humans cannot really stand to look at battle forms of lupine, so he's unconscious as well. The only reason I'm not making Franklin the unconscious color is because I want him to be able to be differentiated from everybody else. All right, it is Peta's turn. So he's going to start looming behind here. That's his movement. He's going to hold his action to see how this goes. If it goes south, then he's going to defend the party. However, that has to happen. Okay. Atris, it is your turn. You can make a self-control roll.
Two successes.
Okay. You are still in frenzy. However, you feel yourself internally struggling with the beast, trying to wrestle control away from it. You're making progress, but unfortunately it still has the reins. So Atris is going to come up here. Go ahead and make a Dex plus athletics roll. Difficulty is going to be 8 because you're dropping from a 20-foot drop.
Oh, don't make me leave the fort. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, wait, you said it was 8.
Cat-like balance help with landing?
Yes.
4 successes.
I also add that with cat-like balance, you're fine. You tuck and roll as you fall like a professional, even in this frenzied state. Unfortunately, as the nature of fear frenzy is to put as much distance between you and the thing that you're afraid of. So unfortunately, that does have you drop down to just the other side of the wall. All right, we'll say that is your turn. However, now, okay, actually, before you do that, before you go on the other side of the wall, I will say, just as a reminder of this, because you did not botch frenzy,
right?
You can choose to spend a willpower.
That's why I talked about that. Yeah,
I'm going to per turn. It has to be per turn, and you're basically staving it off each turn to be in control. So I will remind you of that if you want to not leave the fort, you can spend a willpower point, temporarily regain control, and then hope that you get 3 or more successes on your self-control roll the next round.
Yeah, now that I remember that's a thing, thank you, because unfortunately I never remember that's a thing. Yeah, I feel like she would definitely will herself to stay in the, like, no matter what, she would want to stay within the field of combat.
Okay, so go ahead and spend the willpower. Atris, you get up to the tower, you're about to jump off, and no, and you need to be there for your companions. You need to see this through. You don't want, once you get out, it'll be hard for you to get back in. And you push the beast down and regain temporary control. You're still grappling with the beast, but enough so that you're at least locked in place rather than making forward momentum. So we will say, there we go with that. It is Henry's turn.
What's up?
Yeah, he's just gonna go ahead and do what he did before, which is his willpower. So for his first move, yeah, the guy's dead. You see as red foam comes out of the guy's mouth and starts sizzling as he just crumples on the ground, as the look of and smell of cooked meat as his flesh goes from pink to red to medium rare to well done.
Look like you just overcooked him.
And he is for sure dead.
Probably not good for eating.
Not for you guys.
I'm personally jealous because this is every cook's dream, is to have something being able to cook it from the inside out.
Right.
Was he sous vide?
His
kind of
eyes just go to Liam and dart back from Liam to Waya, and the little tiny thin trails of smoke just curling out past his smile. And you see, you can't tell if it's from the heat that's being exuded or what. One of Henry's lenses of his glasses gets a little spider across one of them.
His glasses! No!
Oh boy.
Most dramatic.
You promised me some fun. You best hope you can deliver. I need you each in his presence to make another courage roll.
Do you want to be me?
You just mean the two close to him?
Yeah, I think it's just me and Liam.
Yeah. Lyman, your Walter is fine because he is far enough away.
I got 2.
Okay, you both are able to stay there. As he levels both of the pistols and the glowing carvings on them, not firing, but he's holding them. And you just see the red eyes now focused on the two of you as he kind of pivots and turn. I will say, let's see. Okay, so that's his turn. Liam, you're up.
Okay, so this is what I want to do, and it's going to be a little bit on mechanics. I essentially want to develop in real time a combo move with Waya. So I will hold my actual action for my turn.
Okay.
But I want to basically simultaneously have Waya attempt to quell the beast while I actually summon Henry.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Okay.
This was my plan.
Oh,
okay.
Man.
All right. All right.
I am hoping this will work, which is why I asked if Henry wasn't the one in control.
Yeah, and you have assessed that in character, so I will totally let this happen on Waya's turn.
This is so dope.
I will let this happen on Waya's turn, 1000%. Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I don't want to go through like all the overhaul because I know I just said it, but like the in-game, that's kind of what I want to relay to Waya. Like, this is going to be tricky, but I think we can do it.
He's game. He's with you. He'll give you a stern look, and he's fighting back the shadow.
Okay.
And Waya still has his hand on me, right? Because I kind of
Yes,
feel like it needs that connection.
He does.
Yeah, I am still touching you.
Okay.
Okay, Walter, it is your turn. You see Waya struggling with something as he's trying to touch Henry and not. This guy just boiled to death on the far end, and then you see Henry levering two red hot pistols at two of your companions, but still not firing.
What expression's on Henry's face right now? Is he smirking?
It's more than a smirk. It is like a Cheshire cat, like almost, not quite, but almost supernaturally wide grin, with the red glowing eyes, the little wisps of black smoke coming from the edges of his mouth, and that little spider crack of his glasses.
Horrifying. The one NPC in our game that's close to our gang that would love to see this the most is missing this. Anyway,
Just
yeah,
another day.
I'm gonna rush. Walter's eyes get real wide, and I kind of drop in a ready stance and go shit, and I'm gonna kind of fucking book it for like a couple squares and then like hesitate and then like get trot up there next to Waya and assess coming up there with empty hands. I'm sheathing the knife before I even move.
Okay.
And
are you looking to get on Waya's left or right?
Left. And so he's leveling the guns. I'm gonna get up that close. Yeah, I am. Do I have to roll to get there?
You do. You have to roll courage from me, please.
Let's do that. Oh, it's one success. Sevens and ones look so similar, but one success.
Okay. Much like with Liam, this is shaking you to your core. You are very nervous, whether it's just the nervousness for your friends, nervousness for Henry, who you have started to form a bond with, and hoping that you're not going to get pushed to doing something you don't want to have to do. But there's also just something on a deeper primal level of something within you is resonating with whatever this thing emanating from Henry is, and it scares you, and it kind of reminds you slightly of when you were at the Hellgate, the Hellmouth underneath San Miguel. But you steel yourself enough to very timidly and very tentatively approach him on the other side of where, and you can feel the heat that is emanating from both the pistols and from Henry's body.
Man, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if you are the man thinking of. I don't know what you are. We should be on the same team. I don't know what you're trying to do, but I can tell you, I think your job's already done, man. You did good on whatever the hell you did to that dude. And you don't need to be firing blasts to do it, don't look like. And that's Walter's attempt to, as a turn, diffuse. No abilities, no other actions.
Thank you. Thank you, oh dinner bringer. Love you too. Walter, I'm going to send you a message in chat, and I need you to go ahead and answer it for me, please, as honestly as you can.
Honesty engaged. I'm cutting through the bullshit. I don't believe in margarine anymore.
I'm so freaking nervous right now. This is gonna
Right?
work.
I'm like on edge right now, so bad.
This battle brought to you by whatever program this is. I still don't actually know the name of it.
It's a combination of Google Draw and Dungeon Scrawl.
Google scroll.
We'll call it Gungeon Straw.
Answers already went out, by the way, y'all. Don't worry. You're not. There's not like a whole conversation happening. There's a lot of gears turning.
Okay, got it. I did not see the answer after. Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, I was ready.
Okay, so then, Walter, I need you to make a willpower roll for me, please.
Oh, I love those. Really enjoy them. This is enough dice. That's a few ones. Let's see. One success.
That did
No,
not
two
beat his
successes.
7.
Two successes.
That still did not beat his 7.
That's slightly less. Okay.
You hear in your mind, now talking out loud, it's this combination of these parallel voices talking in unison of Henry and something else behind it. Henry isn't part of this equation in your head. As you just hear, she's been captured once. It's gonna happen again. It's gonna be your fault. You're gonna watch her bleed. And in your head, the image of the person that you messaged me is shown in chains, tied up against a tree, multiple wounds, and they are looking at you. I thought you were gonna protect me. As they cough up this giant like clot of blood and hang limp against the tree.
Walter's gonna get facial expression wise mad and then a little confused.
Okay. As the vision fades and you're back in the moment.
It sounds like Walter, mad but confused.
Right? That's just how he lives his life.
Usually it's the other way around, order of operations wise.
Confusion, then anger.
The understanding sinks in and then the anger.
Okay.
This is the reverse.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna turn a pretty disgusted face toward Henry, and I'm standing here, but I'm no longer looking very diffusing.
You're looking fusing, if it were. Okay, Waya, it is your turn. So this is how we're gonna kick this off. First off, I need you to make another willpower roll to see if you can break connection with the shadow. Ooh, not as good of a roll this time.
3 successes.
You are so lucky that he rolled some 1s. He got 2 successes. You lost out by 1 last time. You won by 1 this time.
Always one.
As you steel yourself, Waya, and mentally break, you see the shadow kind of recoil back a little bit, and the shadow is moving like, again, it has these heat waves coming off of it kind of deal, and it seems at times bigger than Henry and then the same size as Henry but with distorted proportions and stuff like that. You got what Liam was saying, so I need Liam to roll summon, and I need Waya to roll quell the beast. We are going to call this combo ability, in case you guys ever have to use it in the future, Entreat the True Soul.
Interesting. I don't know what entreat means.
Invite? Question mark?
Sure, we can say invite the true soul.
No, I mean, I like your phrasing a lot. I love
I
that.
just never heard that word before.
Danny was asking for a definition.
Whoa, dude.
Okay. So here's my only thing with summon. The difficulty ranges between 4 and 8 if I've ever used mental abilities on Henry before, which I have.
So entreat, to ask earnestly or anxiously to do something, to ask someone earnestly or anxiously to do something.
Okay. So what is my difficulty?
I forget, have you ever used presence on Henry before?
I have.
Okay. So would it say the standard difficulty was for it? Or
It's between 4 and 8, depending on how often I've used mental, whether or not I've used mental abilities on them before.
I would say you have not used it very much on him. And Henry is very far away right now.
All right.
So I'm going to say it's going to be difficulty 7.
Okay.
Waya, what's your difficulty level for Quell the Beast?
It is 7.
Okay. So this is a shared difficulty of 7 for you two. And I have a level, I'm writing it down of the level, the number of successes you need for this to do its thing. We are going to see.
Right now, I am at 3 with a 10 that I need to re-roll.
I'm waiting on Danny. I've already rolled.
Okay, and let's try this one. I have gotten 3 10s so far.
Good.
Okay, and that one's an 8. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6.
Nice.
And I got 4.
Okay.
So that's a total of 10.
Okay. What are you each doing to help reach Henry and bring him back to control?
As like I as I knock off the shadow and I place my I have to get my hand on him.
Yeah.
So as I touch him, like the hair on my arms start to stand up and my eyes start to glow super bright, and like my fangs start to extend as I'm like willing this quelling to him, and in his mind I will tell him, remember, you still need to meet with someone special and important to you. You need to come back to reality and accomplish this mission so you can move on and find your peace.
Okay. Yeah.
The way I kind of imagine it is that Way is pushing one thing down while Liam is pulling one thing out.
Right.
Oh man, yeah.
Okay, so Liam, what are you doing to entreat this process?
Oh no, I'm literally just like if my will were hands, it's like pushing into him, and I'm just like whispering his name, just like it's like.
Okay, so it's just like come to me kind of thing. Okay.
I'd imagine like Liam would be like trying to pull Henry in, and I'm just trying to like bring consciousness back to him, essentially.
Okay.
I have cookies.
You each take a moment, and this is actually an interesting moment because
We're all
Waya and
connected,
Liam.
too.
Huh?
We're all touching. We're all connected.
Yes. Waya and Liam, of any two members of the gang, in all its different iterations of members that you've lost and gained and everything else, you two have had a lot of conflict with each other. Just your views on what it's like to be a kindred, what that means, what your existence is meant to be, even though you've all agreed to join this weird hodgepodge of a Western outlaw gang. But in this moment, there is a connection that the two of you have never felt with each other that goes beyond the physical into a more spiritual, where you're sharing a shared, almost like mind space together. And you see flames everywhere. You open your eyes, and at first you almost have to fight back, like, oh God, I'm going to go into frenzy. And then you realize, like, you're not physically there. And these flames are white hot, just these burning flames with this dark, black, billowing smoke that's coming out of it. And they are on this metal circular pedestal with these two wrought iron pillars coming out, is Henry, sitting there on his knees with chains lifting up his arms, shackles to his wrists, to his neck, to his around his waist, just chaining him to this. And he looks bloody and beaten, like he's just been worked over. It looks like someone that has, like, some of the bruises look much older than others. Like, some have had time to heal, others have been fresh and reopened. Cuts and gashes along his cheeks, one of the eyes almost swelled shut. And no glasses, hair a mess. I mean, he looks like an even worse shape than when you found him in that prison underneath San Miguel. And Waya, you're kind of lending your strength to Liam in this moment as a vampire that has mental abilities. You project those thoughts of Henry mentioning needing to reconcile with his grandfather, the one person that helped raise him and tried to keep him on a good path, and who he really joined the Inquisition to make him proud, even though that's not what he specifically asked for or anything. And you just like see it all. You remember that Henry just seems to be this highly intelligent person that would probably be much happier spending his days in a library doing research and everything, but felt pushed into fighting. And you, Waya, can relate to this with not only yourself, but how many young boys and men in your people that were forced to be warriors, who probably would have much preferred to live a peaceful life if that option was even presented to them, and that innocence stolen away. And Henry, that was forced to be this warrior and then thought he was fighting a just cause, which you can definitely relate to, of being a warrior for what you think is justice, only to get betrayed by the people and the faith that you believed in, and it leaving this crushing void and allowing hate and sadness and all these other spiritual poisons to sink in. You push forward with those thoughts of like, no, there's still a purpose, there's still redemption to be had, there's still a chance of having some closure and reconnecting. And you push that forward as Liam, you push forward, and you see this person in front of you that, whether it's been for selfish purposes or whether you actually felt a real camaraderie with this person, someone that you have gotten to know over this period and who has been for all intents and purposes, pretty forthcoming with you, other than this one element that he's been struggling with. And it just seems that struggle that where he's been wearing that brave face this entire time is now all laid bare in front of you. This is the turmoil that has been happening inside of him this entire time. And you reach forward, and at first he doesn't seem to notice you guys, and he looks at you as you are the one that is calling his name. And then the one good eye seems to shift over to Waya, noticing them in this space too. And he says 2 words. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And this time you're just beckoning him. You're not having a conversation, anything else. You grab him by, not violently, but firmly by the sides of the head, gingerly trying to avoid the wounds. And with this power that Waya pulses through you, you feel Waya's hand on you. You see some of the structure kind of break a bit as the flames continue to look up and the smoke continues to billow, and it starts to get denser and denser. And you think, yes, I did it. And you're pulling him forward. And but then you notice the chains are coming with. You've broken the ties that had him tied to this sacrificial structure, but there is still a chain, and you're trying to pull him, you and Waya are trying to pull him, and it gets about like a couple yards before the chain goes taut, and you look at the smoke, and the smoke is solidifying into a hand that is grasping around the chains, and you see these 2 burning eyes billowing from it. You can have them back for now. This is my bitch now. We're gonna be playing together very soon. And you snap back, and Henry is sitting there as he just doubles over, coughing and hacking, and he spits up. It's almost like someone that has tuberculosis, like he's coughing up blood, but it is this black ichorish, almost like liquid, and it sizzles a little bit on the ground as he just sits there. And he just passes out in the snow.
And I just look at Waya, it's like, thank you. I really appreciate it.
And with that, we are out of combat.
Oh,
God.
I wish to run and hold the child.
Okay.
No.
You hold, again, this is like a very young teenager. He's looking about like 12, 13-ish kind of thing. He's just, he has wet himself in fear of a lupine, but he is physically unharmed. He just seems very shaken by, you remember Peta and Henry both telling you that this is the effect that humans get when they see a lupine in their full battle form. You also will remember from what was told you before that this will probably also affect his memory. It's why so few humans actually know that lupines exist. He's probably going to just, it's kind of like one of those things of what a lot of brains do with trauma is sometimes they purposely block it out so that way it doesn't hurt them anymore. He's probably going to have gaps in his memory about this night. But he is alive, if for the better part, unconscious and looking like he's having bad dreams.
All right, that's good. I just want to make sure that he is not running off, that none of this is ever going to come back.
He does not seem in a state where he is conscious enough to run anywhere.
Good enough. I'll hold him down.
Atris, go ahead and make another self-control roll for me, please.
1.
Okay.
single 8.
Because we're out of combat, I'll say it takes you a couple of beats, but you regain control, and you eventually, it takes you a couple of moments of sitting there and kind of wrestling with the beast, but you're able to bring it back down and come back to consciousness as you now have a great vantage point of all the shit that's happening. And you see Noah kind of cradling this young kid. You see the rest of the gang over here among Peter reverts back down to his human form out of his lupine form. And you see Henry collapsed in the snow with everybody else around him.
Oh, well, this went a lot better than I expected. And she's just gonna start heading down. she's gonna head down and rejoin.
Yeah, and also I'm gonna go ahead and close. I'm gonna close down the map for now, just so we can focus on each other's faces since we're now out of combat. But if you need it up for reference, or if you as you guys are exploring the place, I can bring it back up for you.
Walter. I don't know if this is part of your gig, but there is a dude inside the medical tent, fucked up on laudanum. I left him for you.
That a kind of whiskey?
Uh,
I'm fucking with you. That hell yeah, I want that. But what the hell just happened here?
I will talk to Henry. I did promise him that I would not give away his secrets unless it became a problem for us, and that line has now been drawn.
This is looking a little problematic, if you ask me.
Yes, so a conversation will be had, and I will tell you what I know, but it's not much. I was putting it on him as long as he could keep it under control.
How's that kid? I'm gonna walk away from the party. Probably see Noah walk up.
Yeah.
Myself.
Noah is there. He seems to be non-aggressively holding Franklin, who is unconscious, in his arms.
Is he breathing? I get up closer.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. Just didn't want any witnesses in the end.
Yeah. About that. Liam, I might need your talents for this kid at some point. I don't know where the hell he's gonna go after this, but it's probably ain't a good place for him.
All right. First things first, I am going to I'm going to summon Bartleby.
Okay.
Basically, so they know everything's up and running. They can bring the carriage and everything.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Here's all I know that I want to do. Top off, which I left that one kid unconscious in the medical barracks. And whenever we get to investigate, I want to look for twine, leather strips, anything I can use to bring to Waya to help me construct these werewolf daggers.
Okay. Cool. What is everyone else doing in the immediate? Atris, Waya, what are y'all doing in this immediate?
I'm gonna be bandaging up or like applying pressure to Henry's wounds and checking out his wounds and making sure he's not just gonna continuously like keep bleeding out.
Okay.
The last thing Atris remembered was Henry getting shot, so she completely missed all that shit. So she's gonna want to join Way and figuring out what's going on with Henry.
Okay, so I'll say Waya, go ahead and give me a perception plus no, not perception, an int plus medicine roll, please. Atris, as you run up, you see, a lot of unconscious bodies that you're like, okay, that tracks, until you see a guy off in the corner here that looks like he just got roasted.
What? That's a new one. Who did that?
I'm gonna kind of abruptly just drop the kid at Walter's feet. Yes.
Okay, so he just kind of unceremoniously plop as Franklin hits the ground, but luckily not from too far.
I'll try to catch the kid.
And then Danny, you were right. Atris asked what the fuck happened to the guy that was cindering Chris.
Oh, tax evasion.
Oh God.
I will say it's a very similar thing to what we've seen Asmodeus do in the past.
Embarrassing. Too close to fight. I had to take a moment. Last thing I remembered, Henry had gotten shot. Is it okay? I don't remember. I don't know what has happened since he's gotten shot.
Well, I'm going to take him to the medical tent and see if we can bandage him up real quick. But he has some things unearthed that he's going to have to talk to us about.
Oh, joy. More surprises.
All right. So, Noah, what are you doing? So you dropped the kid.
I'm going to return back to the storeroom and try and continue to rip the roof off.
Okay. You do see that there is a door, but you still want to go through the roof, just checking.
Oh, I can see a door. I'm sorry. It wasn't too clear on the map, so I figured they just built the storage around it for.
No, there is a door. It just wasn't on the same side you were on, kind of thing. It is currently locked, but there is a door.
And there is a dead captain.
There is a dead captain.
I'm gonna carry this kid's like sleeping form back to the stables and lay him in some straw. And,
okay. Easy enough to
come
do.
to this building and
yeah, easy enough to do. The horses that actually you guys didn't bring horses, but that's fine. I will say
my horse is just like in front of where the captain was laying.
Yeah.
Or he was.
I will say a good 10 minutes or so, like 10, 15 minutes, and the carriage does pull up. You see Bartleby driving the carriage, and Asmodeus is sitting on top. Anybody in there still worth killing?
There will be when you come inside.
Ah, your mother. Anyway.
I'm gonna search the captain for keys.
Okay.
Good call.
And whatever other belongings he might have in his pockets.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a wits plus investigation roll, please.
So yeah, I rolled 1 on medicine, and I'm gonna carry Henry over to the med bay.
Okay. There's a guy tripping out on laudanum in there as well as a bunch of unconscious bodies.
I will leave him be unless he does something to me. I'll just completely ignore he's there.
He's just like, what the hell is oh God, are we being invaded? 5, 6. I'll say with the one roll, Waya, you notice that the gunshot wound, as you're kind of looking around, you look at the ground where like a lot of the boiling blood spilled out of Henry. You see a bullet in there, almost like it got pushed out. And while there definitely is a serious wound there, it almost looks like when someone tries to close a wound by branding it with something, a hot iron to seal the wound. That's what it looks like happened to it. Like some severe heat had been applied to the bullet wound to help seal it. So at least he's not in danger of bleeding out. But it definitely is still a wound there. So I'll say you give him some quick.
Can I touch it? Is it warm? Is it like warm to the touch?
It is.
What the hell? I'll just kind of lay him there and like just kind of sit on a cot next to him and just like pay attention to him and watch him.
I'll say this guy is sleeping at this point. The laudanum finally took over and he's just asleep in his cot. And there is a very much this is not a restful sleep for Henry. This is very much it looks like he's probably having nightmares or bad dreams at the moment.
I'll just sit there and kind of just soothe him.
Okay. Liam, you said you were feeding off the dude, which is fine. Go ahead and take the blood that you need.
I'm gonna try to go to one of the actually dead folks and just pull 3 blood out of them right now.
I would say for a lot of the dead folks, that's about how much blood is left, just because a lot of them were damaged enough that like blood was pouring out of them. Yeah. So I'll say you can get 3 blood from one of the bodies.
And I stepped away for a second. Did I miss Noah getting into the storage area?
No, he didn't get in yet. I'm trying to catch up all the different things that everyone's doing.
Gotcha.
So Noah, what was your role for the wits investigation?
5.
Cool. You search around. He's definitely got a cavalry saber on him. A revolver. He's got a knife in his boot. A wallet that has about $50 in it, and that's then money, not current money. So $50 in 1865. And he does indeed have a ring of keys on his belt.
All right. I'm gonna take the keys. Does the saber look nice, or is this like a battle-hardened saber?
It looks. I'm gonna say this is gonna be an interesting roll. Give me a int plus melee.
Ooh.
Real quick, I'm gonna regain a willpower with my survivor background.
You do, in fact.
So I'm gonna do that.
Do I get one back for being gallant?
Sure.
I impressed the GM with my scenario.
Yeah, I'll say so. And how much did you get, Noah?
I got 3.
Okay. The answer is kind of yes and yes. It definitely looks like it is a very, very pretty saber. It is definitely a captain's cavalry saber. It shows his station and status on both the scabbard and also the hilt and handle of the blade. However, after you take it out of the scabbard and look, it does look like it has seen some action. Like he's actually had to fit. It's not just ceremonial. He has actually used it before, but it is kept in really good condition. So there's no chips in it. The blade is very sharp. It's functional. It has been well cleaned, well polished. So he keeps very good care of it, but it has seen action before.
All right. I'm going to just take the keys and the saber then, nothing else.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's $1,000 in these days.
Yeah.
Terms. That's a lot of cash to just keep on him.
If someone wants to roll finances or politics, you can find out if that's weird or not that he would have that much money on him.
I have both.
I'm not even going to take the money. I'm just going to take the keys and go to the storehouse.
Okay. You do so. And then Waya, who was asking if they missed Noah going to the storehouse?
That was me.
Okay, then you see him after ruffling through. You see him with a pair of keys.
Oh no, not Liam, just me personally. I had stepped away for a second.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm there too. Like I wanted to see that. I didn't follow.
Okay.
Waya.
So you're watching Noah doing his thing.
I'm looking at this building too, since I see him looking at it.
Okay. Walter, give me a straight wits roll, difficulty 8.
Oh boy, let's do it.
Hey, while I'm running around the area,
Watch.
do I still see PETA? Did he get carted off? Was that
no? PETA's actually right there. He's in human form now, and he's just kind of he came here for you guys, so he's kind of looking though very uncomfortably at the burnt body. Like he is very much shaken and he's not okay with what just happened.
I guess after seeing him a bit shaken, I'm gonna mention I'm still trying to get the door open, but I'm gonna talk to him and say, hey man, aren't these the guys that were hunting to kill you and all your people?
Yes, they were.
Isn't this a victory today?
It is a victory in the sense that it is the loss of one enemy. I'm hoping that we have not discovered another.
Yeah, you can say that again. I rolled
so,
my wits, by the way.
Yeah, what was it?
It was a single botch.
Oh, well, fuck. You glance over at the captain and go, nice boots. And that's what you notice on him. He's got some nice boots. Whoever was in charge of shining and polishing those things did a damn fine job.
I'm going to walk over and see if they fit me.
High or low?
Hi.
Yep.
No shit. I am fuck this door and storage thing. I'm trying on some boots.
No, I'll say you get back to the door and storage. This is all happening at the same time, but you take a moment as I would say this is happening as Noah was rifling through the body. You loot the corpse too, although the guy's unconscious, not dead. And you take his boots. Now the question is, do you give him your boots in return, or do you just leave him barefoot in the snow?
Oh, I trade. It's a trade.
Oh, okay. Trade's easy. It's fine then. Cool. You put your blood-soaked boots, one of the which you used to kick, I think it was either him or his friend in the face. And you walk over with Noah to, it's a little wooden and wrought iron door. It seems like it is reinforced a little bit, like they had tried to keep this well protected. It's a solid padlock on there. Noah, you kind of rifle through the keys, try a couple, finally one fits in, and you have the door unlocked. I'll assume at this point you guys bring the carriage in. Bartleby is there as well, as he's looking to around at kind of just the bodies all light up, and even Asmodeus is like, oh, son of a bitch, I knew I should have come with y'all. Like, seems like I missed the party.
Oh, you sure did.
Fuck.
Look, there's a melted guy.
We were never in trouble.
And he goes over and he picks up a stick and he starts like poking the melted dude. Like,
don't have fun with them.
Bartleby looks to Liam and goes, Master, what exactly would you like me to do?
I have a project I've been working on. Please, if you can, look around, find me any sort of leather straps, anything that I could use to help bind that weaponry I'm looking to make.
Right. And he looks around at all the people crumpled down in the snow. Should I, the ones that are still breathing, should I tie them up and put them somewhere?
Do what we can. Also, this is for you for later if you want. In that room over there, that's their medical bay, there is a box of laudanum that you may just want to have.
This is a very stressful existence. And
that will calm you down.
And he goes on, and PETA finally seems to, whatever decisions he's made in his head, he's keeping them to himself. And they are going to start to gather up the bodies and put them somewhere, separating the dead from the unconscious. Noah and Walter, you open up the door. I assume at this point you have a light source, like a little oil lantern or something like that, to look inside. You see a little bit of moonlight peeking through in the crack that Noah made in the roof of this place. And you look inside, and it is indeed a storage facility. There are dried meats and fruits. There are lots of things to make basic food stores from, grain, things like that. There is lots of spare parts, whether it be you see some spare saddles, you see wagon wheel parts. You get the idea that they have enough stuff there that they could repair a broken wagon in case one limped its way to the fort. There are boxes and boxes of ammunition that are there. Water barrels, and like I said, food, water. There is a couple of smaller whiskey barrels that are there. But it seems like this is where they kept not only their ammunition supplies, but also any food stores that they had need of. And like I said, some stuff for repairing basic stuff, basic like wagon wheels and stuff like that.
The ammo boxes or these crates, are there obvious markings on these boxes that say, like, not that I know what they say, but that look like they claim who owns them or whatever?
Yes.
Or like a US military stamp?
I'll say while you are illiterate, you still recognize symbols. The majority of them are US military insignias. There are a handful of them, though, that are Mexican Army insignias on there.
Interesting.
And I will say that, Walter, for you, I won't even make you roll for it. This doesn't seem out of place as far as like them having this under lock and key. This is to keep the men from digging into the stores without permission from their superior officers. If they're here in this fort, there's a certain amount of rationing they have to do. So you get the idea that this is all stuff that looks like it will keep for a while. Like there's no fresh hanging. You know that in places like this, they could hunt like rabbits and game and stuff like that if they wanted fresh meat, if any happens to get close enough for them to do that. This is all stuff that like jerky and dried preserved stuff and grain and stuff like that that can keep over the winter to keep them all fed and in good supply.
Does one of these small whiskey barrels, do those have military markings, or are those just little barrels?
Those are just little barrels.
That's wonderful. I'm actually just gonna take both of them, carry them under my arms like big old footballs or something if they're that size. I don't know.
Okay. Noah, you taking anything, or has it satisfied your curiosity of knowing what's in there? You are muted, my friend.
It was mostly for curiosity, but I'm going to take the tools that I find back to the wagon after having that first broken wheel.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say, not that you guys have specific knowledge of how to use it, but I will say that you guys can add to your group inventory one set of wagon repair tools.
And I guess as I'm putting those away, I'll just tell Oz that there's a whole bunch of ammo in that middle one.
Right. Human. Bartleby. Human. Load it up.
It's pronounced hummin.
Bartleby, I got your payment right here. I brandish an entire ass whiskey barrel.
As Bartleby is like dragging this one body by the ankles, and he kind of comes by you and just goes, "You were always my favorite," and then just keeps on.
I'll say, just so Bartleby's not doing it by himself, Aegis will be helping him. But before she does that, she does need to take essentially 2 humans worth of blood because she's got 7 blood points down, and she's 3 bashing that she needs to heal up.
Okay. I will say, because I gave you guys a shit ton of blood, but rather than calculating, it's one thing when it's a small group. Anyone who wants to be full on blood will be able to do so with this, because
So my question is, because we got here relatively early in the evening and we're out of combat and we have a blood source, would we, if we stayed here for the day and through the rest of the night, would anyone who has ag be able to heal at least one ag through tonight?
probably not tonight, no, because unfortunately, as per the rules of ag, you have to literally, from the time you wake up to the time you sleep, have to do nothing else but focus on healing the ag.
Yep.
For the
I'm gonna need to
record,
set up camp around here for the next 3 nights, looks like.
for the record,
Yeah,
there are, I will also say that between Bartleby, Waya, and Walter, as much as you can, the humans that were injured in combat, you do as much to triage so that way they can actually be a viable blood source rather than just bleeding out and dying.
Indeed.
You have a total of, you're going to have to decide what to do with Franklin, but including Laudanum guy, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 humans that are still breathing. This also includes the captain. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 7 dead bodies, including the one that caught on fire that Waya yeeted off the side of the building, that eventually Atris and Bartleby go out, grab, and bring back as to not be evidence kind of thing.
At some point, Liam is going to come over to Noah. He's like, Noah, why don't you shovel the burnt guy over that one fire? We can put it out.
I'll say that, oh yeah, sorry, 8 dead bodies, including the one that burned out from the inside.
God.
Wonderful.
So I will also say that as part of this procedure, PETA keeps one of the flames going, but one of the ones that's kind of further away from most of the other places you would need to be, just for warmth. But then Bartleby helps put out the other 3 campfires, so that way you guys can move more freely without fear of fire and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a little bit more time before game's over. What do you guys want to investigate, if anything? Or do you just want to call it here and start investigation fresh the next night? Or do you still want to investigate anything tonight? Henry is unconscious and sleeping unsoundly. Waya is looking over him.
I just want to grab the tomahawk that I stuck into the guy up in the tower.
Sure enough.
And I'll go back to just watching. I want to go back to watching Henry, and I want to make sure that PETA and him kind of, like, if PETA comes in to like watch Henry or be near Henry or anything like that, I'm gonna keep my eye on him.
At one point, after you get back from getting your tomahawk, you look behind you as you're sitting in one of the cots, and PETA's just sitting there with his back up against the frame of the door, looking in, and it might be the animal side of Waya, kind of recognizing the animal side of PETA. But there's definitely a look of a predator, not really looking at prey, but looking at another predator that it views as an issue.
And basically what Waya wants to like show the PETA is that he is not going to let him near Henry. After all this, he's using his presence and showing that to PETA as like, he is ours and you are not doing anything with him.
Manipulation plus intimidation roll for me, please.
Oh, territorial behavior.
Can I use my glowing eyes to lower my difficulty for intimidation?
Not against PETA.
Okay, that's what I was figuring. So you said it was one more time?
It is manipulation plus intimidation.
Three successes.
you get the impression that it's not like you like alpha'd him, but you get the sense that he's like, this can wait for now, kind of like this isn't settled. This is tabled for the moment. He doesn't cower, but he kind of just gives you a look and then pushes himself off the doorway and walks away.
It's the bro nod, like.
It's more me protecting Henry because I know what PETA feels about
But
it.
you very much get the idea that you might have to be keeping an eye on PETA around Henry this point moving forward.
That is my overall arcing goal right now.
Yeah. Okay. Does anyone else want to do anything tonight, or do you want to just go fuck this, bed down for the night, and start again fresh the next evening?
I just want to know if between myself and Bartleby we're able to find binding agents for what I want to do the next night.
Give me 2 rolls, one for you and one using Bartleby's stats for wits plus investigation, please.
Yeah, if this involves like keeping all these people secured, then I'm also.
This is actually a different thing. This is a different project. This is Liam trying to get materials for his crafting project.
Oh, all right.
If you would like to separately like do a roll to try and bind these people together and see how securely they're all bound up, go ahead.
I mean, yeah, my main goal is to secure us living when daytime comes.
I'm going to say this is going to be then a wits plus survival for you.
I wish to throw my hand in to help Liam.
Okay. So then Liam, I would say if you want to, you can either make your own separate roll, Noah, or Liam can have a difficulty of 5.
That probably won't help me because I already rolled for both of us, and I just barely crossed the threshold, so I got 5 successes between the 2 of us.
Okay, so then Noah, just go ahead and make your own wits plus investigation roll, please. Atreus, I assume you're helping Bartleby with this and gathering everybody up.
Bartleby show up and bind them. The only thing she'll want to do is basically give the entire fort a once over, just to make sure there's no weak points of entry, to make sure it's secure so nobody can, sneak in.
Right? Then give me a wits plus investigation roll, please. 4 successes, Noah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I would say Liam, with Bartleby and Noah's help, you find supplies you think could work towards what you're looking to do.
6 successes.
How many successes, Atreus?
6.
Oh, then yeah. You at least check the main wall and gate, and you don't see, you guys didn't do any damage to that, so it still seems very sound and very well put together. Walter, how is your roll for the...
I rolled 4.
Okay, then yeah, they're unconscious. They seem very well bound. They're humans. They don't seem like they're going anywhere. But you bound them in such a way that they are bound well, but not in a way that they are at risk of being injured further. Like there's not any circulation that's being cut off or anything like that.
I'm gonna walk into a general area where mainly Liam is and say like, anyone, we can't kill a kid again. Anyone got an idea of how to either get him out of here safely or keep him occupied in some way that won't fuck him up forever?
I have a thought. I do not know how well it will be executed. I also don't know how well we could trust the person that I'm thinking of. But the only thing for now that I could consider would be asking Waya or Noah to summon a raven or crow to send our friend a message, and possibly he'll be here in the next couple of nights, and I could definitely work with the boy and alter his perception, and he may be able to take our young friend somewhere, but We don't know enough about him to know if he would be safe. So that is the only gamble I have on that.
How are we gonna keep this kid away from all these dudes in the daytime? Do we tie him up?
So I am the problem with most of my commanding abilities is I believe they usually dissipate once I bed down for the day, so I can't do much long term.
Shit, I think we might need to take a kid hostage for a few days.
Bartleby speaks up and he goes, as he's already tapped one of the barrels after gathering all these bisons, pouring himself a glass of whiskey. I can make sure he's bound maybe away, and he looks at the pile of corpses that, because they're kind of using the stables as where they're keeping everybody right now. So that way they don't die of hypothermia, but still, and there's like the living pile and then the dead pile. He's like, I can keep him in one of the other buildings and he'll be bound, but I'll make sure he's safe and gets food and water and bathroom breaks.
That's the best I could ask for. You're a stand-up man.
Working on not being, as he takes another swig of whiskey. Where would you like me to keep him? Remember that the other buildings of this, not counting the towers, or the building that the captain was in that Waya kind of went in, but he didn't really have time to look around. There's the storage building, and then there's the mess hall slash hospital room slash barracks kind of thing.
Does the hospital look light tight? I want to investigate that.
I mean, it does have windows, but you think that like putting some blankets up and stuff like that would probably be fine with that.
And I do want to ask the group their consensus on this real quick. Bartleby has done quite a bit for us. I assume the captain's quarters are significantly nicer than anything else here. Does anyone have a problem if we offer Bartleby the captain's quarters while we're here?
It has my blessing.
I don't trust these human structures anyways. I'll be in the carriage. They don't care about light like we do. I'll see you guys later.
Okay. Noah goes to bed down.
Oh, I'm not bedding down. I just want to go to where the bones are at.
The bones? Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna start working on my crafts.
Okay. We'll probably save that for, because we're approaching 10 o'clock. Waya, you're staying with Henry?
Yeah, as long as I think the medical bay is suited for a creature of my status at night, during the daytime, I'll stay with Henry.
I'm sorry, what did you guys decide about where Bartleby is going to be keeping Franklin?
Oh no, I think it was the stable, or
no, the stable's where the bodies are and everything. So
Bartleby offered to keep Franklin wherever he is.
Okay.
In some other building. I was thinking of just conveniently sleeping in this hospital area thing, because this medic tent building, because Henry's there. Walter does care about Henry. He's just kind of fucking spooked, but
yeah. Okay.
I don't know if Atris and Waya are. I mean, I guess I know Waya's on board, but I don't know if Liam and Atris are on board with that.
Because she doesn't know what's going on, she's gonna probably want to stick with the group just to and near Henry, just out of concern.
Okay. I'll say Liam and Noah, you're getting ready to work on your crafts.
Oh, Liam's gonna wait till tomorrow evening because he wants to make sure he pairs up with Waya to make sure it's being done as best, because Liam has
Noah, are you just gonna work on your crafts tonight before dawn?
Yep.
Okay, so Noah's doing that. I'll say the rest of you kind of make sure that the main barracks structure is light tight. As you're doing this, Bartleby, who had already taken Franklin and got him kind of bound but set up in the main office, which I will say, the building that the captain and a couple other guys came out of is the second biggest structure in here. So definitely more than just like a single room thing. You hear a knock on the door as it opens up, and Bartleby's standing there, and he's holding a small, what looks like a framed photograph, and goes, Walter, you might want to look at this. And he hands it over to you.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
And Bartleby goes, I found this up against the wall in the captain's quarters.
Is it of an ankle?
So I'm gonna look at it. What is this a photo?
This is a military photograph.
Oh no.
And you realize that this was taken about a month before the Battle of the Alamo of the group you were serving with. And these, you see yourself in your human days in the photo standing there.
Wow.
And standing next to you, you realize, now you botched before, you were really focused on those boots. But you start looking at the captain and you see the face is the same, if not about 29 years younger, of a young man that you remember saving during the battle. And that is where we're going to end things for tonight.
Fucking cliffhanger, dude. Why is it always fucking Walter, dude?
It's a cavalry base. It happened to work out. That,
and he's from here anyways.
Yep. All right, guys. So that was tonight's game. I hope you had fun with it. Happy 100th episode, my wonderful players.
That was an episode worthy of 100.
So we'll get to see the aftermath of what's going on with Henry and callback from Walter's past. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get to see what happens. You guys will get to heal up. You'll get to explore a little bit more because you haven't looked inside all the buildings yet. See what you find. You'll get to do some arts and crafts. And we'll see what happens next time. So for everyone at home, thank you for watching us. If you're enjoying this, please like, subscribe, comment below. We do answer questions and comments. And until we see you next time, keep your fangs and your wits sharp, and we'll see you next time on Tumbleweeds and Tombstones. Bye-bye.